ladies and gentlemen, I would like to, I see somebody with a child in hand there. Now, who is going to hold that child when you come up? Are you coming up? All right, you're coming up together. We have the executive director of the Massachusetts School Building Authority who has taken time out of her schedule to come to Mans. She is maybe the busiest person in state government and maybe the smartest. Despite what Steve Bedore says, I think she is the smartest person in state government, and she does a wonderful job. She's been a friend to this project from day one, and we've been haranguing her and harassing her for a long time. The Executive Director of the Massachusetts School Building Authority, Craven.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sorry, at the risk of seeming unprofessional, I had babysitter issues recently, so my little guy Johnny was adding to the enrollment boom. I have 4 children, so the 3 of them are happy off someplace else in Methuen right now, but this one is Mama's boy, so he's with me. But I figured he can learn something about the Methuen High School project while we're here, right? And again, if this is an indication, as Senator Bedore is trying to talk to him, of how long we've worked with Methuen, I was pregnant with the guy before him, and we started talking about the Methuen High School project with the School Building Authority. The School Building Authority is a 6-year-old entity right now. We were created by an act of the legislature back in 2004 to fund school construction across Massachusetts. Tim Cahill, the Treasurer of the Commonwealth, is the chairman of our board, and he has given me the mandate as the executive director to create an entity that is going to be certain, and whether or not your project gets funded or not is dependent upon whether or not you get into the initial feasibility study. So I can't stress to you the import of getting into the feasibility study phase with us, that Mayor Manzi, Senator Bedore, Representative Campbell, Representative L'Italian have all persuaded the Treasurer and the members of the MSBA board over the past few years that this project is worthy of jumping over 450 statements of interest we have right now. So there are 450 other projects, and our finances are such that we are reliant upon the penny on the state sales tax. And again, the penny on the state sales tax is 40% less than where we thought it would be when the authority was created. So the fact that I'm here tonight is really a testament that I understand the challenge that Methuen is facing in funding Methuen's share of the project. But we have a lot of other projects out there that are really grasping for the same dollars that Methuen has already had set aside in our financing plan. And so it's important for me as well to also stress that the need that we saw at Methuen High School, even though it's a building from the 70s, and again, this project has skipped over other projects that are from, we had a school in Taunton that was in 1898, basically. One in New Bedford from 1901. But the reason why this project is at the forefront of our program is because of the educational difficulty that you have in the open floor plan classroom. And there are 2 things that I've had as a mandate as executive director in addition to keeping the budget in line. No more educational fads that allows an open floor plan classroom. And anybody who's familiar with it knows, to us it was like the Tower of Babel walking through it. What Jim Feingold has done is something that is nothing short of miraculous in terms of getting light into places that have never had light in that building. We think that this is the most cost-effective solution to the problem that has been here for almost a generation, and maybe 2 generations really, not 40 years. And there's no better time to bid a project than now. Even with the $500 million a year mandate that we have, we're seeing that we can get more projects done because projects coming in 25% under budget across the board, because we're the only entity that's bidding projects right now are projects that are supported by the School Building Authority. So again, you have some confidence that this won't be a situation where the budget will go haywire midway through construction. We feel that we've worked with the city in close partnership to guarantee that what you see is what you get, and that there won't be any unforeseen conditions or surprises later on, and that the budget that Mayor Manzi and your legislators were in Boston yesterday fighting us for every nickel for the city of Methuen, we have come to a very good agreement, I think, where the state is in on a guaranteed basis.
Mayor doesn't want you to know, you go, you do whatever you want.
Well, the state school building authority, through Treasurer Cahill, is in for $65.6 million of an estimated budget of $99.7 million. Now, our difficulty lately has been one that we pay less and you pay less. As I mentioned, Hanover High came in 25% under budget. The Hingham Elementary School came in 25% under budget. We brought down Norwood High from a $100 million project to a $63 million total budget. We've been very successful lately at getting projects in under budget because of the favorable building environment. But the time to act is now, and I'm not here to advocate on any way for a tax increase in Methuen. It seems to me that the mayor has submitted to us a finance plan that works for Methuen. And again, the Department of Revenue governs the local share and how that's done. But what we require is an appropriation. And so from May 26th, when hopefully Treasurer Cahill and the Massachusetts School Building Authority Board of Directors vote for the Methuen High School project and commit this money, the $65.6 million, to Methuen, at that point, there will be 120 days for Methuen to come up with a total appropriation that matches the project. And at that point, I'm hoping that we're here successfully going forward after 2 generations of Methuen High School graduates have been through the open floor plan fad, and we're here to fix it. So I would, you want to take any questions? Or?
If they have questions now, yeah, she would take questions.
If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them from our perspective. But again, we're very comfortable. I'm comfortable here, and I came up here tonight, and I know I apologize for having kids in tow, but really this is the reason why we do what we do. And I'm happy to be here tonight. I thought this was a rare opportunity to be able to address you, to tell you how capable we've been at managing budgets to this point, and how we have faith that the project that Jim Feingold has envisioned will come in exactly as you need it to. So if anybody has any questions, I'd be more than happy to take them. And again, you can always reach us at the School Building Authority. We have our website. You can email me anytime if you have any other questions. Yes, Representative.
Yeah, can you explain how the projects don't change? You know, we used to have an old system whereby there was a list, and that list was variable. You could be on the list one year and off the next list the next year. Can you explain how that's changed?
Well, when the legislature created us as a separate authority, we have our own bonding capacity, and really that's the first call on any sales tax money that comes to us is to debt service. So we would be borrowing, the School Building Authority through your sales tax penny is borrowing that money. Once it's in the pipeline, we don't get rid of it. That's the difference. In the past, there was no funding for the program. It was annually variable, depending upon where the budget was that year. And school building projects accumulated on a list, and there were $1 billion for more school building projects than there was money to pay for. So we managed to work our way through that backlog. But what we have left at the end of the day from the same funding stream of 5 years ago is only a little bit of money to pay for new projects. We've worked with Methuen over the years, and I can't stress to you enough that this is rare, really, for us to come out and say, you know, we feel that there's nothing more we can do. We feel that this is the time for the budget. And we instituted contracts. When I inherited the program, I used to have letters to different school superintendents across Massachusetts saying, congratulations, you are entitled to a new high school. We'll pay you later. That's how the state would handle this program. Now we enter into a very thorny contract with the mayor, so that will be a negotiation between me and him to follow, where the grant amount is set in stone on a cash flow basis that has come up based on the needs of construction. Another thing for us to stress is that when you take out this bond for the full amount of the project, we're paying you as you go. We turn around and audit and pay within 15 days of your invoices being submitted to the State School Building Authority. So that's a big change as well, because when we took over the program, districts were waiting 10 years, and I know in your elementary schools, we finished audits for, you know, you had entire classes of kids go through the entire building before the state had even started the audit on the program. So we audit as we go, we pay as we go, so that reduces your tax burden as well. We're trying to do this as efficiently as possible, and with the favorable bidding climate that we see, we know that the only thing building right now is schools in Massachusetts. So that's why we guarantee it by a contract. The mayor could sue me, which I hope never happens, but we are good to our word. We've successfully paid out $6.5 billion in 5 years on schools. And we don't expect that will change anytime soon, because we don't let any project into our pipeline that we can't pay for. And that's a very important thing to note, that we're here today because there were people in Pittsfield, North Adams, Greenfield, down the Cape that are waiting for money from us. We've chosen to be in Methuen first because of your great need at your high school.